I think Nicki knows she's a legend. She has to know this. I don't think Cardi could ever accomplish what she's accomplished in music.
So, Cardi B is dragging DJ Akademiks for comparing her to Nicki Minaj, and you guys are not going to believe the things she had to say about him. Speaking of Cardi, she's still dealing with all the smoke from the Shade Room and Twitter, and things have gotten extra messy. Like, we're talking full-blown drama. Okay, so I'm sure you guys already know all about the long-standing beef between Nicki and Cardi. Honestly, at this point, it feels like old news. They've been going at it for years, and no one even knows for sure what originally started the whole thing. But even though the feud is old, there's always something new happening between them. And every time, the beef just gets messier and messier. If they're not fighting at New York Fashion Week, they're throwing shade at each other online, or some other rapper gets dragged into the chaos. It's always one thing or another with these two. Oh, and don't even get me started on all the constant comparisons. Ever since Cardi broke onto the scene around 2018, people have been comparing her to Nicki nonstop. It's always the same debate. Who raps better? Who's more successful? Who's done what first? Some say Nicki's the better rapper. Others point out that Cardi has a Grammy and Nicki doesn't. It's exhausting at this point. And honestly, I kind of feel like the fans play a big part in keeping this beef alive. The constant comparisons make it almost impossible for Nicki and Cardi not to feel some type of way about each other. Now, DJ Akademiks has decided to jump into the mix. And of course, his comments just made everything even messier. Here's what he had to say.
I think Nicki knows she's a legend. She has to know this. I don't think Cardi could ever accomplish what she's accomplished in music. And it's one of those things that even if she's felt there's similarities, she shouldn't even feel threatened.
First of all, I just have to say I'm completely over these comparisons. Nicki and Cardi are both queens in their own right. The sky is big enough for both of them to shine, and honestly, these comparisons are so unnecessary. A lot of fans agree with this too. They've been saying things like, why does Cardi have to surpass Nicki? Why can't she just be Cardi? Nicki is Nicki, Cardi is Cardi. And honestly, they have a point. I really don't understand why people feel the need to constantly pit these two women against each other. Another thing, I feel like it's super unfair to even compare them because they're at completely different stages in their careers. Nicki has been in the game for about 15 years now, if I'm not mistaken, and I know y'all will fact check me in the comments. Cardi, on the other hand, has been around for about 4 or 5 years. Of course, Nicki has had more time to build her legacy and achieve things to this point. Nicki has gone way beyond the level where she needs to compete for the title of Best Female Rapper. That's beneath her now. She's in a whole different league up there with the best rappers in hip-hop, period. She's earned her flowers and her respect. So comparing her to Cardi sometimes feels a little insulting to Nicki's legacy, and I'm not shading Cardi at all. Cardi is talented and successful in her own right, but she still has time to prove that she can last in this industry for 15 years while staying relevant. The way Nicki has. Longevity in rap, especially for women, is not easy. Nicki has managed to dominate for over a decade, and that's not something you can just overlook. So yeah, this whole thing that DJ Akademiks said, in my opinion, is kind of unnecessary. I get what he was trying to say, but I really wish he had worded it better. Because the way it came across, it just sounded like he was trying to shade Cardi. And honestly, it's still way too early in Cardi's career to say she'll never be as great as Nicki. If people really want to compare them, then the comparison should be fair. Compare Cardi now to where Nicki was 4 years after her breakout, not to who Nicki is 15 years later. That's just not fair to Cardi. And let me be clear, I'm not picking sides. I love Nicki just as much as I love Cardi. They're both doing amazing things in their own ways. But the fans and media sometimes make it worse with all this drama. Now, fans had mixed reactions to Akademiks' comments. One fan said, DJ Akademiks is spitting facts, but I'm side-eyeing him. Another said, I could care less what teacher Akademiks has to say. He's still a hater, and he's clearly trying to pander to the queen. We ain't buying it, according to a source close to Cardi. She definitely heard what Akademiks said, and let's just say she had some words for him. The source described Cardi's response as very colorful, and I'm not even going to repeat what she said here because I'm not trying to get myself in trouble. But to sum it up, Cardi is mad. She feels like Akademiks was being dismissive of her achievements, and she does not like that one bit. honestly. I think it would be smart for Akademiks to stay far away from her for a while, because we all know Cardi doesn't play when she's angry. But that's not even the only drama Cardi's been caught up in lately. Just recently, she got pulled into a super messy social media showdown with the Shade Room. You all know how the Shade Room loves posting celebrity gossip, right? Well, Cardi is completely over it. She feels like they're always shading her, which, to be fair, kind of makes sense given their name. I mean, they're literally called the Shade Room. Throwing shade is basically their brand. Still, Cardi wasn't having it. She went live on Instagram and vented about how tired she was of social media blogs using her for clickbait, spreading negativity about her, and constantly trying to drag her name for views. She made it clear that she's exhausted and done with the nonsense.
I don't be liking how a lot of these blogs, they be trying to set me up. Like, it's like I'm so tired of being like social media punching bag. I am really tired of it.
But y'all, this whole situation is honestly pretty sad because you can hear the pain in Cardi's voice. She sounded genuinely hurt and disappointed, not just angry. She looked exhausted too, like she's just tired of dealing with the same negativity over and over again. Now, even though she didn't directly call out the Shade Room by name, everyone knew exactly who she was talking about. And things went from calm to chaotic real quick. So here's what went down. The Shade Room posted a picture of Cardi's daughter, Culture, for her birthday, and Cardi was not having it. She immediately called them out and demanded that they delete her child's picture from their page. That's when the drama exploded. A fan jumped in and said, all this because she asked them to delete her child's picture. And Cardi replied, explaining that she couldn't even comment under the post because she was blocked from doing so. Which, if you think about it, is kind of strange. Being blocked from commenting on a picture of your own child. Cardi said it was weird and shady behavior. But the Shade Room quickly denied the accusation. They posted a response saying, you were not blocked from commenting. Please stop the lies. We only limit comments when there's negativity, and we never brought up your daughter. You once asked why we don't post your family lie again, and we'll pull out the receipts. Cardi wasn't about to let that slide. She clapped back, saying, I have no reason to lie. The same thing happened with today's post. And when did I ever ask you to post about my family? Go ahead and show the receipts. Best believe I recorded that phone conversation we had. That's when things got really messy. The Shade Room fired back, daring her to post the recording. They said, please post the recorded convo. We'd love for you to. We had no reason to block your comments. If there was an issue, you could have just reached out privately. People come for us in the comments all the time. We even pinned them. But Cardi wasn't backing down. She replied, I've never asked y'all to post about my family. You can't show a single DM of me asking for that. I'm not dumb enough to post that call, but trust me, I have it. Even in that conversation, I never asked you to post about my family. Stand on your truth, but don't ignore me when I DM you. Apparently, Cardi had messaged them a few days before, possibly to get the photo of her daughter removed, though nobody knows for sure. Then a fan posted a screenshot showing that Cardi was restricted from commenting on the Shade Room's post, which seemed to prove her point. When Cardi saw that, she called them out again, accusing them of trying to gaslight her. She tweeted, oh, that's what they did. Just know I never lied. The gaslighting is insane. When I defend myself, I'm not tripping, I'm just tired of the BS. And of course, the Shade Room clapped back again. They wrote, Cardi, I'm saying this publicly, I will not sue you if you post the recording of our private conversation. Please, please post it. We both know you don't want to. Now tell me that doesn't sound shady. They also added, you're not going to post the recording because it would prove that you did. In fact, ask us why we don't post positive family content about you. Let's just end this. We'll continue to show love as always. At that point, it almost sounded like the Shade Room was trying to hint that Cardi was hiding something from the public. But Cardi didn't fall for the bait. She shot back, saying, send me lawyer papers so I can post it. Why can't you just admit you were shadow banning me from commenting? Why are you dancing around it? Honestly, by this point, the drama had become exhausting. It was just a back and forth war of words. No one was bringing out real receipts, even though both sides kept claiming to have them. Like, if you're gonna fight dirty on social media, at least come with the evidence. Cardi finally tweeted, it really sucks that things had to get this far. All I ask for is fairness. The gaslighting and the games are too much. Just remember, I'm human too. And that should have been the end of it, but nope. The Shade Room decided to throw more shade. They tweeted, "What's the phone number of the lawyer you used in your defamation case? Because we're trying to see something." Then they asked, "Is this the only negative comment you're referring to?" That was a low blow. And then, of course, Tasha K had to jump in because she never misses a chance to stir the pot when Cardi's involved. She posted the lawyer's phone number herself, clearly watching the whole thing unfold and loving every minute of it. At that point, Cardi decided to take the high road. She said, "You know what? Let's handle this like adults. Let's get on the phone." Honestly, that was the most mature thing anyone said throughout this entire mess. Because really, it had gotten out of hand. Fans agreed. One person commented, "Whoever runs the Shade Room is so messy. How are you a blog? Arguing with celebrities online?" Another said, "Cardi told them years ago to stop posting about her and her family, so why are they still doing it?" Someone else wrote, "If Cardi doesn't want the Shade Room posting her or her family, I don't understand why that's so hard to respect. Their page thrives on drama and mess." And honestly, that last comment kind of sums it up. The Shade Room has always walked that fine line between gossip and invasion of privacy. It's literally their brand to post everything, good or bad, and let the public react. But this time, maybe they crossed the line, because whether you like Cardi or not, she's still a mom. And when her child gets dragged into the conversation, especially when the comments get ugly, any parent would be upset. Now, to be fair to the Shade Room, they have posted positive stories about Cardi in the past. They just post everything, the highs and the lows. But the problem is, Cardi doesn't want to be their content anymore. She's tired of the negativity, the constant drama, and feeling like she's being baited for clicks, and honestly, I can't blame her. This whole thing got way uglier than it needed to be. The Shade Room could have just taken down the photo when she asked. It wasn't that deep. But instead, it turned into another public feud that left everyone drained. At the end of the day, I think Cardi just needs a break from all of it. The blogs, the gossip, the drama. Sometimes protecting your peace means logging off and letting people talk. Because the internet will always have opinions, but your sanity comes first. Anyway, that's the latest update on this wild situation. Go ahead and check out the next video because trust me, it's just as chaotic as this one.